Hi everyone, my name is Allison Brunig and I want to welcome you all to Tribe Core Season 7 2020 Trial Week. So, I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit about what Tribe is, and what we have found is that Tribe is the best way to create value and results for our members. It also offers a really good combination of accountability as well as really great programming that will help you get the best results. So for Tribe, it is a team environment. So if you're doing online, in person, we do try to do our best to make it a team effort as best we can, especially online. But basically, we're making sure that you guys have accountability. We're going to also talk about goals and ensuring that you guys are reaching your goals. So just so you know that we do offer 3 Tribe programs here at Gains Health and Fitness. We have Tribe Core, Tribe Fit, and Tribe Life. So during this trial week, you are more than welcome to try any of those sessions. So if you'd like to try any of those, please don't hesitate to let myself know or Shelly know. But today you're doing Tribe Core. So Tribe Core, it helps you build pillars of strength through the center of the body. So it's going to be strengthening through the belly, the back, the butt, and the shoulders. So every time you come in, you're going to always do a warm-up, then we'll have a workout, and then we'll do mobility. So what we're going to do first for today is I'm going to go over all of the warm-up exercises, because for the warm-up today, we're going to be doing 30 seconds each of those exercises. So first we're going to start with shadow deadlifts, then going into curtsy lunge. If you see the half L, half R, that means we're going to do 15 seconds on one side, 15 seconds on the opposite side, or half that time. So since today's 30 seconds. Then we'll go into scap crunches, prone to overheads, thoracic rolls, and push-ups, and we'll go through that 2 times. If you notice, it's all in red. Anything you see in red means that is something that I'm going to go over and explain. If you see it in black, that means we've already done it in the season. So today you may see something in black in the workout, but that's because we already did it in the warm-up. So I'm going to go over all of these exercises first, and then we are going to go and do the warm-up together. Okay, team. So now that you know a little bit about Tribe, we're going to start with the warm-up. So for the warm-up, we usually do it all together, and I usually show you guys how to do it as we go. Since we're doing it online, I'm going to actually show you each of these exercises, and then we're going to do it all together. So I'm going to explain it first. So stay tuned because I'm going to explain all of these warm-up exercises. The shadow deadlift exercise looks like this. So for the shadow deadlift, the main benefit is hip mobility as well as lengthening through the posterior chain. So for the start position, you're going to be in that Tribe ready stance. You're going to have your palms on your thighs. So then you're going to think about hinging from the hips, super important aspect of this motion. So hinge from the hips while sliding your hands down through the thighs, core nice and tight, pushing those hips back, and then coming up nice and tall. So for the count for this, start position to start position equals 1 repetition as well, or you could perform for time depending on the workout. Some common faults is not hinging from the hips or excessive lumbar flexion. So cues, you want to think about long spine, shoulders down away from the ears, as well as your ears are over your shoulders as you do this, and lead from the hips to maintain the control for this, because you'll definitely need this as a great movement preparation for the workout for some of the exercises. So progression and regression for this is going to be range of motion. So how far you're sliding those hands down in this range and coming back up. And that's the shadow deadlift. The curtsy lunge, the exercise is going to look like this. And then the same thing on the other side. So, for the curtsy lunge, main benefit, toe migration, high metabolic demand, as well as hip mobility and stability. So, for the start position, chair ready stance, keep about hips distance apart, shoulders down away from ears, sitting up nice and tall. You're then I'm going to get my right foot in front, bring my left foot, I'm going to bring it back, but then kind of circling or sweeping it around, stepping into that lunge position, and then coming back up to that start position. So, start position is 1 rep, but everything you do on the right, you're going to do on the left as well. So for common faults, so either that frontal plane instability, loss of control, because it's kind of weird to be stepping around. So you want to think about keeping that chest up nice and tall. So these are the cues, chest up nice and tall. Also making sure that you're not leaning over too far. So you want to keep those ears above those shoulders. And sometimes you want to lean when you do it. You don't want to do that, so you want to stay nice and tall having a controlled movement, starting out slow if need be. So for this, the way you can progress and regress this is through that range of motion and also a little bit of speed. You don't really want to ever speed it up if you can't do that proper range, so really think about that range of motion first. And that is the curtsy lunge. Scap crunches, the exercise looks like this. So for the scap crunches, the main benefit is working through that interior core. So for the start position, you're going to be lying supine, knees bent, hands holding those bands directly above those shoulders. You're then going, so bands directly above the shoulders. You're then going to engage the core, holding yourself up for nice and tight, engaging through that back, and then coming back down, nice, slow, and controlled. So for this start position to start position is going to be 1 repetition, or you will do this exercise for time. Some common faults is loss of control, not controlling when you come down or come up, so that eccentric, concentric phases, as well as shoulders elevated. So you make sure their shoulders are down, back, away from the ears when you're doing this exercise, as well as your chest up. You don't want to be slumped over. You're going to make sure you have control. So you don't want to be kind of bringing your back flopping down. You're going to have nice control vertebrae by vertebrae as you're coming back down. So for this one, the progression and regression can be through load. So the load of the band. Also, if you don't have a band, no worries. You can also utilize a dumbbell, same kind of motion. You just won't have tension through that back. We're making sure that you squeeze through that back. Or you don't even have to have a weight because maybe it's tough in our workout. So you can progress and regress through that load. So that is the scap crunches. Prone to overheads. The exercise looks like this. So for the prone to overheads, the main benefit is shoulder mobility, as well as it's a movement preparation exercise, or a great option for the end of the workout for mobility. So the start position is going to be that 4-point prone position where your shoulders are over those palms, hips over the knees. And for this, the motion is you're going to be reaching out. So with my right arm, bringing that arm out, almost in line where your ear is in line with your bicep, and then coming back to that start position and then going to the other side. So the rep count for this one is left and right equals 1 repetition, or so you're going to either perform for reps or time. So some common faults for this really is just if your hips are sitting back to your heels, because a lot of times you'll want to just bring your hips back, but really you're reaching out the arms for that nice good stretch for this exercise. So cues, you want to have a nice good strong start position and lead with those shoulders. So for this, the progression and regression is going to be range of motion. And that is prone to overheads. Thoracic rolls. The exercise is going to look like this. And then you do the same thing on the other side. For thoracic rolls, the main benefit is shoulder and thoracic mobility, as well as the movement preparation. So the start position for this is you're going to be laying prone, chest or stomach down the body. You're then going to have your thumb in, internally rotating, opposite arm on the mat or floor, whatever you're using, and then you're going to rotate that foot over, and then coming back to that start position, thumb up now, and rotate foot over. So for this rep count, thumb down, thumb up on one side, as well as thumb down and thumb up on the opposite side is 1 repetition. So that's going to be the rep count. So for this, some common faults. First, allowing your arm to come down close to the body, as well as not having controlled movement or trying to do it and kind of trying to push yourself too far too quickly. So for this, some cues you want to think about mainly is position, where your position is, and control. So the way you can progress and regress this is really just the range of motion. Work through your range throughout. And that is the thoracic rolls. The push-up. The exercise looks like this. So the main benefit for the push-up is strengthening through that anterior core, as well as shoulder stability and mobility. So to start this position, you're going to be in that 4-point prone position. Shoulders over those palms, feet out on those toes, core nice and tight. Then you're going to bend at the elbows, coming down to the floor, and then pushing up, keeping your core nice and tight. Nice long line to the from your shoulders to your toes throughout that exercise. So every time you push up is 1 repetition. And so some common faults for this one is if people are losing that control or that loosening through their core. So some people may bring those hips down or those hips up when they're doing the exercise. So you're going to make sure you have your core nice and tight. Also shoulders away from the ears. So the way you can progress and regress this one is through speed as well as load. So load being you. So for this one, you can change load by coming to that push-up, bringing it down to the knees, and pushing up and restarting, or simply just doing it on your knees if you need to. And that is the push-up. Okay, team, so now we're going to start with the warm-up. So I'm going to get the timer ready. We're going to be doing 30 seconds each. The first one we're going to start with is shadow deadlift. So I'm going to count you guys in. So starting in 3, 2, 1, and to go. So shadow deadlift, sitting back with those hips, hands following those thighs, lengthening that posterior chain. Keep that from the head to the hip. Nice straight line, nice long. After this, we're going to go into those curtsy lunges. We're going to do 15 seconds on the left and then 15 seconds on the right. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So I'm going to start with my curtsy lunge. Move your stepping back and around that front leg. So nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Good. 3, 2, 1, and switch to those scap crunches. So getting a band or a rope or a jump rope. There we go. Nice and tall. After this, we're going to go into pronate to overhead. I've never seen me looking at me looking at the clock for the workout for that day. So just always think ahead up though, even if I'm doing looking down. 3, 2, 1, and switch to front overhead. So then you want to just slide forward. And back up. After this, we're going into thoracic rolls. Put the thumb up and down. Three, 2, 1, and switch. So face down. You don't do any of these super just nice, slow and controlled. We're very much stretch, getting our body ready for the workout for today. After this, we're going to go into push-ups. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Go for a push-up. Like I showed you, you go from here. Go from knees down. Or you just simply go for the knees. You need to. We also have blocks. You can use a box. You can use the edge of the couch. So yeah, you want to use blocks at home, maybe, unless you have one, but not a box. The edge of your couch, something sturdy. Your box is in the tri room. After this, we're going to go back up to the top. 3, 2, 1, and switch to shadow deadlifts. Nice. After this, curtsy lunge. 3, 2, 1, and switch that curtsy lunge. Over, back, and around. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. After this, cat crunches, 3, 2, 1, and switch. Nice and tall. Do this, roll to overhead. Nice work, team. Nice and warm. Three, 2, 1, and switch. Roll to overhead. And then after this, thoracic rolls. Three, 2, 1, and switch to the thoracic rolls. One up. So you just move through that thumb down, thumb up, go to your range. Make sure you have that hand to help you as you go over. So thumb down, thumb up. Jump team. After this, push-ups to finish off. 3, 2, 1, and switch to those push-ups. So whatever works for you. Or not. Three, 2, 1, and rest. Nice work, team. Okay, so that's the warm-up for today. So stay tuned because now we're going to talk about the workout for the day. We'll go over any new exercises that we have. Okay, team, hopefully you guys are feeling good about that warm-up and feeling warmed up to be able to start the workout today. So for today, my main goal, for one, is to introduce you to the environment and benefits of Tribe Core, but also we're going to be focusing on targeting the back, the butt, the belly, and the shoulders. So we're going to be using the formula today to combine time under tension and target-based training. So for today, there are going to be 2 stations, and they're going to be completed twice. And each of those rounds, we're going to use different formulas. So for round 1, station 1, we're going to perform 30 seconds of curtsy lunges, half on the left, half on the right, then 30 seconds of scap crunches, and 30 seconds of push-ups 4 times. So then we're going to have 60 seconds rest, and we'll go to station 2. Station 2 shares the same formula as station 1, just using different exercises. At the end of station 2, we're going to have 60 seconds rest, and we'll go to round 2. For round 2, station 1, so you're going to perform 30 seconds of each of those exercises listed, and then we'll have 60 seconds of each, then another 30 seconds of each exercise. And we'll have 60 seconds rest, and we'll go to station 2. Station 2 shares the same formula as station 1, just using different exercises. So what I'm going to do first now is I'm going to explain to you guys what those 3 new exercises are for station 2. And then we're going to go through and you guys are going to go through and practice them on your own. And then we're going to start the workout. So don't worry if any of that seems confusing, because I'm going to do this workout with you. And I'm going to cue you on all the timing. So let's look at those 3 new exercises. Lateral lunge. The exercise looks like this. So for the lateral lunge, the main benefit is total body duration as well as high metabolic demand and hip mobility and stability through that frontal plane. So for that start position, it's going to be in that Tribe ready stance. You're then going to be stepping out. I'm going to step out with my left leg, stepping out laterally, sitting back in those hips, pushing off that leg, coming back to that start position, and then going to the opposite direction. So every time you lateral lunge left and right equals 1 repetition, or it is 4 time. So for this one, the common faults for this exercise is going to be not staying in that frontal plane, as well as not leading with the hips and excessive spinal flexion. So as well as your knees driving over those toes when you step out, so you're gonna make sure your knees don't go past those toes. So you wanna make sure for this one, some cues is you wanna think about having a nice long spine, moving from the hips, as well as you wanna have your chest up high and your feet facing forward as you do this lateral lunge. So progression and regression is range of motion, so how deep you're going into that lunge, as well as speed, how quickly you're going from side to side. And that is the lateral lunge. Bent over rows. The exercise is going to look like this. Or you can use some dumbbells, because not everyone will have that barbell at home. So you can also use those dumbbells. Same thing. Or if you need to, you can use a backpack. So that's bent over rows. The main benefit is going to be total body duration, high metabolic demand, as well as mobility and stability through those hips, strengthening through that posterior chain. So for the start position, your feet are going to be about in that squat stance, sitting back in, reaching the hips back to grab to that bar, standing up nice and tall, or those dumbbells. Then you're going to lead with those hips hinging back, going to about the knees. So you're going to have nice long legs with soft knees. You're going to bring that barbell up to about the rib cage, and then coming back down. And that is one repetition. So every time you bring dumbbells, barbell up and down is one rep. So for this one, common faults is not leading with the hips, so you have that excessive flexion. So you want to think about leading with those hips, have that scapular retraction. So those are very good cues for yourself to think about, as well as shrugging of the shoulders. So you're thinking about shoulders down, back away from the ears, bringing the shoulders down, scapular retraction. Kind of already mentioned that, but for this, the way you're going to progress or regress is mainly through the load. Once you are able to, you can also add that range in, because maybe you can't go all the way to your knees without rolling your shoulders over or in. So thinking about that range as well. So load and range for the progression and regression of these bent over rows. Swiss ball mountain climbers. The exercise looks like this. So for the Swiss ball mountain climbers, main benefit is total body duration, high metabolic demand, as well as shoulder and hip stability and strength through that anterior core. So for the start position, you're going to be on that prone position, arms at 90 degrees, arms on that Swiss ball. So, like so, you're then going to tap right and tap left. You're having your knees go towards that Swiss ball. So every time you do tap left and right is one repetition, or you'll do it for time depending on what that workout calls for. Common faults for this one: excessive shoulder, shrugging of the shoulders, allowing your spinal flexion or extension, so allowing those hips to come up or back, as well as not having control through those hips or control through any part of that motion. So cues: you want to keep your shoulders down away from the ears. You're going to make sure you have a nice long spine. And the way you guys can progress and regress this is through time under tension. So if you need to, hold the plank or pause. Also, if you don't have a Swiss ball at home, or if it's just a little bit tough for you, no worries. You can also just go into the mountain climber. So nice tall, nice long arms, shoulders with those palms, bringing those knees to the elbows. Same count for that one as well. So that is the Swiss ball mountain climber. Okay, team, so now we're going to get started with the workout. So like I just mentioned, we're going to start with station 1, and there's going to be 2 stations, and we're going to be doing 2 rounds. So we're going to start with station 1, 3 exercises. So we're going to be doing those curtsy lunges. So then going into those scap crunches. So all you need is a band or a rope or a jump rope, anything that you can hold up. If not, you can hold your arms up as well. And then going into those push-ups. So I have a mat for myself, or if you need to go to the edge of a couch, the edge of a chair or a chair that's against the wall so it doesn't move on you. You can do that as well. So we're going to be starting that. We're going to go through those 30 seconds through each of those 4 times through. So you don't really need to worry about that. I'll just call them exercises, and I'm timing for you, so no worries. So if that's confusing to you, no worries, just follow along, okay? So we're going to be starting with those curtsy lunges. I'm going to get the music started. I'm going to count us in. Okay, team. So, starting with those curtsy lunges. So for that, we'll do half on the left, half on the right. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. Sitting up nice and tall. This is just like what we did in the warm-up. So you're gonna step back and around that front leg. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. Good job, team. 3, 2, 1, and switch to the scap crunches. Go. So if you don't have something like this, you can simply have your arms up, rolling up, and rolling down. I'm going to finish showing you this way for this round. After this, you're going to push up. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Those push-ups. So I showed a little options for these. We'll warm up. A lot of push-ups today, for sure. So I'm actually going to grab a box down and show you another option as well. But you guys keep moving. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Going back to those curtsy lunges. So stepping back and around. Kind of switch side to one, but just stay on that same side until I come to the other side. Nice and tall, shoulders down away from the ears. And really just work with the range. Your range could be there. That's fine. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. After this, scap crunches. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So just keep that going. Already been through one round. Going through the second one now. After this, push-ups. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Going into those push-ups. You ever reset yourself? Reset. And jump back in it. That's what you need to do, that's fine. A lot of push-ups today. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Back to the curtsy lunges. So I'm going to start you guys off on one side. Get nice and tall. 3, 2, 1, and switch sides. So continue going on this side. I'll show you guys an option. Keep it going. 3, 2, 1. Go into this and go into the scap crunches. So I got the box down to show you what I mean when I say the box. Or push-ups. This could be also a couch, the box is what I'm talking about, or like a chair, like I mentioned. Woo! 3, 2, 1, and switch. So, we want to always do it when it's against the wall. So sorry if you're looking at my bum, but I'm doing that push-up like so. I'm going to show you like this. Never, never do I ever want you to do it like this. I'm just not going to be pushing up against it. So you can do push-ups like so. So you can see that other option, okay? So I'm going to continue on this side where it's against the wall so it won't slide on me. So it's going to be like the edge of a couch. 3, 2, 1, and switch. If it gets harder, we're going back to those curtsy lunges. If that gets hard, you can always go to like a higher chair, but against the wall, okay? So always think about that. 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. This is the last round through, so feel good about that. We're going to station 2. 3, 2, 1, and switch those step crunches. After this, we get 60 seconds rest. I'm gonna actually keep the timer going or the camera rolling for the rest. But that works better so you guys know how to gauge that rest time. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Last set of push-ups. We get 60 seconds rest. You can also widen your stance, get more sturdy. This is still tough, so don't worry if this is weird because I feel it too. Also, if that's too tough, do it on the wall. You can do push-ups on the wall too. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Very well, guys. I'm going to show you those push-up options, and we do have a lot today because I have to go back to station 1 for a 2. So just in case you start to fatigue, those are some of those options you can do at home. You think the wall isn't that tough? Trust me. When you get to like 2 minutes in a push-ups, it does right. So all it is about challenging yourself to make sure you do proper form so you don't get hurt. So 60 seconds rest here. I'm going to start the timer. And then after this, we're going to go into station 2. So station 2 is going to be those lateral lunges. So sitting up nice and tall, one of the new ones I showed you before we started the workout, like so. Then we're going to go into those bent over rows. So I'm going to show you with dumbbells. You can use a backpack as well. Usually we're supposed to be doing this with a barbell in the season, or actually the TRX, but another option is a barbell. But that's like a connected bar with weights on it, so we're not doing that. So you're going to be rowing back. Just like we would with one of those barbells. Okay, so dumbbells. Last one being mountain climbers, so using the stability ball. Or you can do normal mountain climbers. So I'm going to grab my stability ball down right now to show you that as an option. But you don't need this. It's not a must. If I can, I'll show you the other. I'm going to show you those other options. So 60 seconds rest is done. I'm going to count you guys back in, starting with those lateral lunges. Same type of workout, 30 seconds each, 4 times through. So 3, 2, 1, and go. So get nice and tall. I'm actually going to move up here. There we go, so I don't have room. After this, we'll go to those bent over rows with the dumbbells, or barbell, or backpack. I might grab my backpack to show you guys that option at home. If you're a man and you have a wife or know someone that's purses. 3, 2, 1, and switch to those bent over rows. Holding 2 purses works really well if you fill it up with things. That works really great as well. If you're female and you have purses, use that as well. Try to show you guys options. Use those back. After this, we're going to go into this bum mountain climbers. I'm going to show you first without the stability ball. Moving. And then I'll show you with it. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So mountain climbers without that stability ball, since mine ran away. What are we talking about with it? Mountain climbers. So left and right is 1. But we're not counting for today, but this is what you can do in the future. Shoulders over the palms. If it starts to be tough for you, hold the plank. Hold the plank on the knees. And then jump back in. There's options to still be working. 3, 2, 1, and switch those lateral lunges. So staying nice and tall. Stepping out side to side. Okay, keep it up. I'm going to grab my backpack, so I'm going to show you those options for the row. Keep it moving. Next round, I'm going to show you all the options. You guys keep moving. Three, 2, 1, and switch. So, like so. Right now I have a computer in it, so some weight to it. We're nice and tight. Sit back in those hips. Nice strong stance. Core tight because you want to protect that back. After this, we're going to go to the Swiss ball mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Or you guys can do it with the normal mountain climbers. I had to grab my runaway ball. Forearms on, ball core nice and tight. If you need to, maybe this is something you're working on, just hold the planks. If you have a feeling at home that maybe it's too tough for the whole time, hold the plank and switch off if you're doing mountain climbers without the ball, and then hold the planks. Giving you a lot of options. That way you guys don't have any cushions at home. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Going back into those lateral lunges. Let's give them a home. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm breathing right now. Hard because I'm moving around. You got this. So we did 2 times through that. We have 2 more rounds through the station 2. Then we'll go back and do round 2. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So those bent over rows. Showed you the option with my backpack. Go back to those dumbbells. Just looking straight behind you. You don't want to have your chin tucked up and chin up. It's nice, straight line. That neutral position. After this, back to the side fingers. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So we're going to now add that knee into the Swiss ball mountain climbers left and right. And you also want to make sure your chest is off the ball. You don't want it sitting on the ball, okay? Chest up. We're tight. 5 more seconds. Go back to top one more time. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Back to that lateral lunge. Three, 2, 1, and switch. I'll go back to my backpack, show you guys the option again. So this is just as I'm doing the dumbbells, so I don't want to confuse you. Just showing you those options at home. Maybe this is what you're doing, it will cue you. 10 more seconds, and then those mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So remember, you can use it on the ball, or you can be in that plank position, doing it like so. You can go slow, you can speed it up, get more of that cardiovascular benefit. So make sure at all times, shoulders are over those palms. You don't want to be back, too far forward. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Awesome work, team. I'm going to get our 60 seconds rest going. So we're going back up to the top. 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 30 seconds again. Get my fans on. Okay, I'm going to get the music up a little bit higher for this next round. As we're getting in the workout. Going strong. So for this one, we're going to be starting with those turkey lunges, scap crunches. Actually, I'll move my ball right here. You guys can see. And then push-ups. Okay, so getting started with the next workout. So starting again, 3, 2, 1, and go. So turkey lunges, 30 seconds here, 15 on each side. Three, two, one, and switch legs. Three, two, one, and switches, gap crunches. So that's with the band, the rope, or you don't need anything. If you have that band, you can put some tension in it as well. Keep those shoulders down though. You don't need to worry about that. Get out after the push up. 3, 2, 1, and switch. So I'm going into my box. 30 seconds. That's an option. Or mat. Push-ups wherever works for you. Keep breathing. After this, we're going to go to the 60-second round. So even if you hear this count, it's only doing 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch. For 2 lunges, taking this with me so I can go up here to show you guys. So this one we're going to be doing a little bit longer. Nice work, team. I know I'm moving around because I'm showing you a lot of options, but at home, just pick one of those options that works for you. Maybe if you need to progress or regress, have an option around. But you really can just do it in a small square circle of your home. 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. So remember, this one's a little bit longer, 30 seconds each side. I just want to show you guys all the options. Just in case you don't have new push-ups are tough for you. You don't put up for me some days. That way you're not saying you just can't do it. A lot of different things to do. And I can always help that with you, help you out with that during this season. And just ask me if I don't maybe give something that you can do. Say, Allison, I can do that. Tell me if it's 3, 2, 1, and switch to scap crunches. There's lots of options that work out the same muscle groups for that exercise. I'm happy to help. The scap crunches, 60 seconds. Nice and tall. You got each vertebrae going down, nice and slow. And as you come up, shoulders down, try not to put tension on your neck. We're halfway through. 30 more seconds of this exercise. Remember, you need to take the band out of it if you're adding enough tension, or just hold it. Or just do like so. After this, going into the push-ups. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch those push-ups. I'm going to start here. Sorry to scare you like that. Okay, 30 more seconds. I'm going to actually move up here so I'm not putting tension in my neck. My core, I can feel it's coming a little bit undone. Remember, it's not keeping me tight. So I'm going to go here and finish my push-ups. Which is fine. Keep it going. Last 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and Whole body will move, 1 unit. Nice team, come on. Last 8 seconds, push through. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, team. 60 seconds rest, I'll get the timer going. Good. 60 seconds rest. There we go. Okay, keep breathing, grab water. Next one, we have lateral lunges, bend over rows, mountain climbers. So getting all this stuff ready for that next round. There we go. 20 more seconds left. Some of this stuff. Okay. Last 5 seconds, I'm going to kind of get back in. Okay, so starting with those lateral lunges. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nice work, team. So remember, this is going to be 30 seconds through, 60 seconds through that second round. It's going to be a little bit longer. 30 more about counting for you. Time it. And then last round is 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and switch to those rows. Bend over rows. Pick them up safely. Nice. Kind of like a deadlift. After this, so-called mountain climbers. 3, 2, 1, and switch. We're nice and tight. Up, hold the plank. Do a little bit here. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Back to those lateral lunges. So we're in that 60-second round. So this is going to be a little bit longer. Really thinking about moving hip, chest up. Sitting back in those hips, don't let you go past that toe. Really loading at that back hip. Back glute. Halfway through, 30 more seconds. Keep it going. Bend over rows. Nice work, team. Come on. Only 3 minutes left in the workout today. You need to reset yourself. Bring those hips more tight. We're halfway through, we have 30 more seconds left. As I pick away the pounds myself. 15 more seconds. Three, 2, 1, and switch. last 90 seconds of today's workout. We're just doing 30 seconds in each of those one more time. And how about you? Feeling it? 10 seconds left of this. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Come on, team. 15 seconds, and we're like 30 seconds left after this exercise. Three, two, one, and switch. Not timers. Last 30 seconds. Come on, team. Last 15. Awesome work today, awesome work. Hopefully you guys kind of saw how the Tribe Core class will work. I know I gave you a lot of options, so awesome work for following along. So now we're going to go into the mobility, because after every core class, so the beginning of the warm-up, the workout, and then mobility at the end. It's only 6 minutes long. So I'm going to show you those exercises, and then we're going to go get into it. So I'm going to kind of explain that a little better in a second, okay? Awesome work today, y'all. Okay, team, hopefully you guys had a great workout. So, now we're going to get into mobility. So, we're going to be doing 6 minutes. And for that, we're going to be doing 6 minutes of those traveling deadlifts, or those deadlifts, or shadow deadlifts. I'll show you some of those options. Then going into hip openers, then kneeling openers, prone overheads, and thoracic rolls. So, we've done prone overheads and thoracic rolls in the mobility. So, I'm going to go over those 3 new, we did those in the warm-up. So, I'm going to go over those 3 new mobility exercises. So stay tuned, and then we're going to do it all together. The traveling deadlift, the exercise is going to look like this. So for this, it's going to be that movement preparation exercise. Some other benefits, that superficial back line, hip mobility, as well as that hinge preparation. So for this, the start position is going to be that Tribe Ready stance, but facing your path of travel. If you're at home, I'm going to show you another option as well, just in case, so you don't actually have to travel with this. So you're going to be stepping back, think about hinging with those hips, keep those legs nice and long but soft knees, and then squeezing up through that glute to come back up to that start position, and then going to that other side. So for this start position, the start position is right around. So we will not be doing it at home for distance traveled. So think about for this one, if it's 12.5 meters, we're going to do 6, but left and right is 1. If it's 25 meters, we're going to do 12, left and right is 1. Honestly, you can forget that because I'm going to remind you every time, so no worries. Then for this one as well, some common faults is 1, taking too big of a step back. Also having your shoulders roll over, that excessive spinal flexion. So you want to stay up, lumbar flexion, so you want to stay up nice and tall, leading with those hips. Because that's another common fault, is not leading with those hips. So, cues, you want your chest up nice and tall, having that rhythm to step back from this, moving and leading from those hips is super important. So for this one, the main way you progress and regress this is range of motion. Also another option for you, so you don't have to travel, is shadow deadlift. So we did that in the warm-up, but staying up nice and tall, shoulders down back away from your ears, and for that you just do 12. So if it's 12.5, you'll do 12. If it's 25, you do technically 24 of those. But like I said, I'll remind you those are counts. So that is the traveling deadlifts, or that other option of those shadow deadlifts. Hip openers. The exercise looks like this. So the main benefit for the hip opener is hip mobility as well as superficial lateral lines. So the start position is that we're going to be in that Tribe Ready stance. And then what you're going to do is, so for this season, we are not going to be traveling back, so you're gonna stay in that position. So you're gonna lift up that left foot, sweep it across towards the inside, and then you're gonna make a circular motion, stepping back. So allowing that hip to open up, and then you're gonna step back down for this. So like I mentioned, rep count is left and right is 1, since we're not doing the traveling portion of it. If you need to walk and step, you'll see me do that sometimes, and I just kind of walk up depending on the amount of space I have. So no worries for that. So common faults for this one is not working into the appropriate planes of motion, as well as loss of control. You'll probably see me sometimes kind of wiggle, so you want to make sure you have that foot planted, stepping back. So you want to think about having a nice fluid movement and chest up when you're doing this, and the regression and progression for the hip openers is really just range of motion, how much range you have opening up through that hip. And that is the hip openers. Kneeling open sagittal. The exercise looks like this. So for this exercise, the main benefit is movement preparation, as well as hip mobility and shoulder mobility, and working through that frontal plane. So you're going to begin by starting in that 90-degree angle in the knees, both knees. For this exercise, shoulders down away from the ears. You're then going to fluidly move those hips forward, bringing that left arm up, and then coming back down to that start position. So start position to start position is 1 repetition. Everything you do on the left, you must do on the right. For this, some common cues or common faults is excessive lumbar extension and flexion. So you want to think about keeping that nice long spine. That extension is coming through that hip, not that lumbar, that back. Bringing up that arm, keeping that shoulder though down and back away from the ears as you do that motion. So for the progression and regression, it is range of motion. Okay team, so now we're going to get started with mobility. So 6 minutes on the clock. We're going to start with those traveling deadlifts, or the shadow deadlift. So you're going to do 6, but left and right is 1. Same with the hip opener, 6, but left and right is 1, instead of doing 2.5 meters. So you'll either do 12 of those shadow deadlifts, or you could, if you have the room to step back to do those deadlifts, you can, but you just do 12 total as well. Left and right is 1, so 6 total, or 6 left and right. Okay, just follow me, you got this. So I'm gonna start the timer, I'm gonna count you guys in, starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. So I'm just gonna do those 12 shadow deadlifts. Stay nice and tall, putting my hips back. So I'm only worried about 12 here, not legs. But like I said, I'm going to show you guys that other option. So I already did 3, so that's 4. Can't look over it, but that's. So those are, you can walk back if you have a little bit of space. Try to make it so it's like a mat space, just in case I'm holding a lot of space. And then go into those hip openers. It's at your own pace, so watch what pushes slow. Go straight to those hip openers. So, nice and tall. You can do it stationary. Or if you have a little bit of room, you can do that small step back. But you can always like walk forward if that's what you like to do too. Maybe up. Go around, up, draw a circle, or a half circle. Perfect. So after that, we're going to go into those kneeling openers. So move that 90-degree angle, opening your twist, switch that arm up, bring that down. We're going to be doing 6 of those. Other side. After this, prone to overhead. So left, right is 1. We're doing 6 of those. Always take the time to mobility at the end. Your body will thank you the next day. Okay, now I'm going to do the thoracic rolls for these. You only do 3. But remember, left and right is 1. So you have to do down, up, down, come up, and that's 1. Turn that head. And go to your range, whatever your range of left. So you think about making sure that arm stays out by your side, not going down, ripping down the body. Like you have to think about it too. Staying it out and keeping it there. And then a stretch. We're about 2 minutes left in today's mobility. That's okay, just keep going to the end. Just want to make sure you guys are doing mobility for at least 6 minutes. So I'm going to finish out with deadlifts. Or you can do this on traveling deadlifts. Mixed up. Back to your hip openers. Okay, going into those kneeling openers. Finish this exercise and I'll close you guys out. But thank you guys for joining me today. Super important always to take the time to do mobility. Hope you guys enjoyed today's workout as well. I know I did. 6. We're going to do 6 and 1 on this side. I think I'll finish up for the day because we're at 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and your abs. I'm going to finish up this side. Please make sure things are going on over there. Okay. Okay, so like I mentioned, thank you guys for joining me today. So, if you guys have any questions about trial week or the actual season, please don't hesitate to let myself know. My name is Allison Brunig, or let Shelly Bordeaux. She is the tribe director. So let one of us know. I'm really happy to get you set up with any other trial classes online, in person, or if you wanted to do a season inline on person, or we also have a hybrid one where you would do a Zoom call and in person. So just let us know. We're happy to accommodate the best way we can. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.